Robert De Niro, a legendary figure in Hollywood and an outspoken political voice, recently made waves with a scathing critique of Donald Trump during a live television broadcast. The moment was electric, with millions watching as De Niro delivered a searing condemnation of the newly elected president. Known for his commanding presence on and off the screen, De Niro's unfiltered remarks reverberated far beyond the confines of the studio, sparking a nationwide conversation about the state of American politics, celebrity activism, and the shifting dynamics of public discourse. Before we start, hit the like and subscribe buttons for more exclusive news. From the moment De Niro stepped onto the stage, there was an unmistakable air of anticipation. His reputation for being fiercely candid, particularly when it comes to political matters, had already primed the audience for what was to come. Yet, even for those familiar with his blunt style, his takedown of Trump was stunning in its intensity and conviction. With piercing eyes and a steady voice that barely betrayed any emotion, De Niro dismantled Trump's character, questioning his integrity, leadership capabilities, and suitability for the highest office in the land. The speech wasn't simply an emotional outburst. It was a calculated, razor-sharp critique aimed at the very heart of Trump's political persona. The event marked a critical juncture in the relationship between celebrity culture and politics. Over the years, entertainers have increasingly used their platforms to voice political opinions, but few moments have carried the weight of De Niro's live denunciation. The televised broadcast provided an unfiltered medium, ensuring that every word reached its intended audience without distortion or delay. In a time when political messaging is often diluted through multiple channels, the rawness of a live performance created a uniquely powerful experience. De Niro's remarks weren't merely a critique of Trump's policies or campaign rhetoric. They were a full-throated rejection of the man himself, delivered with an authority that only decades of cultural influence could lend. De Niro's critique focused heavily on Trump's divisive rhetoric and the implications of his presidency for the future of American democracy. He underscored the dangers of normalizing behavior that undermines democratic norms, emphasizing the risks posed by a leader who often disregards truth and ethical boundaries. The speech painted a dire picture of the nation's trajectory under Trump's leadership, warning of the erosion of fundamental values like respect, decency, and accountability. By framing his critique in terms of these broader societal concerns, De Niro elevated his remarks beyond personal grievances, inviting viewers to reflect on the deeper implications of the Trump presidency. The moment also highlighted the evolving role of celebrities in shaping public opinion. In an era of heightened political polarization, figures like De Niro have become key players in the national dialogue, leveraging their fame to draw attention to pressing issues. While some critics argue that celebrities should refrain from engaging in political discourse, De Niro's performance demonstrated the potential for high-profile individuals to spark meaningful conversations. His speech, far from being a mere publicity stunt, was a call to action, urging citizens to remain vigilant and engaged as the country prepared to embark on a new chapter under Trump's leadership. In addition to its immediate impact on the political landscape, De Niro's speech raised important questions about the intersection of art and activism. As one of the most celebrated actors of his generation, De Niro has long been associated with roles that explore themes of power, corruption, and morality. His decision to confront Trump on live television felt like a natural extension of his artistic ethos, blurring the lines between his on-screen persona and his real-life convictions. This blending of art and activism added a layer of complexity to the moment, challenging audiences to consider the ways in which cultural figures can influence political discourse. The reaction to De Niro's remarks was swift and polarized. Supporters hailed him as a fearless truth-teller, applauding his willingness to speak out against a leader they viewed as dangerous and unqualified. Social media platforms lit up with messages of solidarity, as fans and fellow celebrities alike praised his courage and eloquence. On the other hand, critics accused De Niro of overstepping his bounds, arguing that his comments were inappropriate and disrespectful. Some questioned whether his high-profile condemnation would ultimately backfire, further entrenching divisions and alienating those who might otherwise be persuaded by more measured critiques. Regardless of one's stance on the appropriateness of De Niro's remarks, there was no denying their impact. The speech dominated headlines for days, eclipsing other news stories and forcing political commentators to grapple with its implications. It also served as a stark reminder of the power of live television, a medium that, despite the rise of digital platforms, retains its ability to captivate and influence large audiences. By choosing this format, De Niro ensured that his message would be both immediate and enduring, a flashpoint in the ongoing debate over Trump's presidency and its broader implications for the nation. The event also underscored the emotional undercurrents of the political moment. De Niro's words resonated not only because of their content, but also because of the palpable sense of urgency and frustration behind them. His speech captured the anxieties of a nation grappling with profound uncertainty and division, giving voice to the fears and hopes of millions who felt similarly unsettled. This emotional resonance, coupled with the actor's formidable presence, made the moment deeply compelling, drawing viewers into a shared experience of reckoning and reflection. One of the most striking aspects of De Niro's critique was its focus on accountability. He challenged the notion that Trump's behavior could be excused or dismissed as mere political theater, insisting that the stakes were too high for complacency. By framing his remarks in these terms, De Niro sought to hold not only Trump, but also the broader political and cultural establishment accountable for enabling his rise. This emphasis on collective responsibility added a moral dimension to the speech, urging viewers to consider their own roles in shaping the future of the country. De Niro's takedown of Trump also highlighted the broader cultural shift towards more confrontational forms of political expression. In a time of unprecedented access to information and heightened public awareness, traditional norms of decorum and restraint have given way to a more direct and often unvarnished style of communication. De Niro's speech exemplified this trend, eschewing the polite language of conventional political critique in favor of a more visceral and impassioned approach. This shift reflects the broader sense of urgency felt by many in the face of what they perceive as existential threats to democratic values and institutions. The live broadcast was a reminder of the enduring power of storytelling in shaping public consciousness. De Niro, a master storyteller in his own right, used his platform to weave a narrative that connected personal conviction with broader social and political themes. His remarks were not merely a critique of Trump, but a call to reclaim a sense of shared purpose and moral clarity. By framing the moment as part of a larger struggle for the soul of the nation, De Niro invited viewers to see themselves as active participants in the unfolding story of American democracy. The implications of De Niro's speech extended far beyond the immediate political moment. It set a precedent for how cultural figures might engage with politics in the future, demonstrating the potential for high-profile interventions to shape public discourse. At the same time, it raised important questions about the responsibilities and limitations of celebrity activism. As the line between entertainment and politics continues to blur, moments like this one will likely become more frequent, prompting ongoing debates about their impact and significance. For many, De Niro's remarks were a source of inspiration and validation, a powerful affirmation of their own concerns about Trump's presidency. His willingness to speak out, despite the potential risks to his reputation and career, resonated deeply with those who felt marginalized or disempowered. In this sense, the speech served as a rallying cry, galvanizing individuals and communities to remain engaged and hopeful in the face of uncertainty. At the same time, the moment underscored the challenges of navigating a deeply divided political landscape. While De Niro's critique undoubtedly energized his supporters, it also risked deepening the polarization that has come to define American politics. For those who viewed Trump as a legitimate and effective leader, the actor's remarks were seen as yet another example of elitist disdain for ordinary Americans. This tension highlights the complexities of political communication in an era of widespread distrust and fragmentation, where even the most well-intentioned messages can be met with skepticism and resistance. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, could you leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Robert De Niro destroying Trump live on TV? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.